retired Vice Admiral Kevin Donegan. He's a former CENTCOM commander, director of operations, and former commander of the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet. Vice Admiral, it's great to see you. So there's essentially this tug of war of control over these waters between the U.S. and Iran. Both sides are trying to block different ships. What do you make of the situation right now?
Well, Bill, the situation is pretty straightforward if you look at it through the lens of the ability to exercise leverage over the upcoming negotiations. Short of restarting strikes for the U.S. and which the Iranians don't want, because restarting strikes means they get attacked more. Now they'll attack back, but they, have gotten the bad end of that overall. And at the same time, the Iranians have really one card to play at the negotiating table, and it relates to them saying they have control of the straits. And I'll note that even when they said the straits were open, they really meant open by coming through an alternate path that brings you close to the Iranian coast. And it's unclear if that meant that they weren't going to charge tolls, because in the past that they have. And on the U.S. side, we've initiated this blockade, which has substantial impact because 90% of the revenue the Iranians get comes through seaborne trade.
Iran's first vice president essentially made an announcement saying that if you block our oil exports, nobody is safe. Take a look at what he said. Quote, "One cannot restrict Iran's oil exports while expecting free security for others. The choice is clear. Either a free oil market for all or risk significant costs for everyone." Vice Admiral, does that say to you that that U.S. blockade has been very effective and they're feeling the constriction of it?
Well, the interesting thing from the Iranian side is we know they're feeling the constriction of it. Their economy was devastated before this conflict, as you know, with uncontrolled inflation. It's part of the reason the protests began in Iran that were squashed very violently by the Iranians. The real issue is, do the Iranians care enough about that impact on its people? And the other thing is, blockade takes time. To give you a sense, though, of the pressure that this puts on, typically, I mentioned this 90% of the revenue coming from it. In essence, if you count the oil and the other cargo that would be coming and going, you're talking about over $400 million a day that's not going into the Iranian economy. And that builds over time. So, because blockades don't have an instant impact. They stop ships quickly, but the financial impact builds over time. So I think we'll have to see how this plays out in the negotiations. Well, we have to see if the negotiations take place as we're all hopeful that they will today.
For Americans at home who are wondering how and why the IRGC still maintains some control over the Strait of Hormuz, what would you say to them? Because every day we hear from the Pentagon and CENTCOM that they've wiped out the Iranian Navy, they're taking out some of their smaller boats, they're taking out missile launchers, drone facilities. So how is it that Iran is still able to effectuate so much control over the Strait right now?
Well, first, the ships that were sailing before the U.S. blockade through the Straits of Hormuz were those that were coming to and from Iranian ports, moving Iranian oil outside the Gulf, and of course coming back and filling up and moving it inside the Gulf. So they were the ones benefiting. The other ships weren't transiting because of the danger to their crews, and the rates of insurance are so high. And the reason the Iranians can say they control it, as you can see in this latest instance, what they've done by saying that they've mined the main passageways is required ships to go closer to the Iranian coast, and then they send out these fast boats that are shooting like machine guns and perhaps rocket propelled grenades, that kind of weapon at the ships. It's not significant, but the threat of mines and the threat of these small boats are basically putting the shipping companies in a place where they don't want to risk their crews right now, with Iran saying that they can do that. And the U.S. has yet to go in and what I would say forcibly open the straits, because we really are trying to do this via negotiations.
Yeah, and we'll see how that next round of negotiations go in Pakistan, if they even happen. So we'll keep an eye on that. Vice Admiral Kevin Donegan, thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Thanks, Bill.
Yep.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.